There's ice on my windscreen. It's bloody freezing this morning. It's a bit of a cop-out for me this morning. The original plan was I was going to go out yesterday afternoon and camp out in the boat overnight, but yesterday morning was like 5 degrees and it was cold. And yeah, the thought of spending the night on the boat freezing didn't really appeal to me that much. Plus, by the time I got home and got to where I was going, I was probably going to be pushing sunset and I probably wouldn't have got to fish last night anyway. So instead, I decided to have a nice warm sleep in a nice warm bed with my beautiful wife. And went to bed early, had a decent sleep, and now I'm getting up crazy early and I've got a bit of a drive ahead of me, but at least I got a heater to keep me warm and I should only freeze for the couple hours until the sun comes up. So maximise the sleep and minimise the cold was the theory. So let's go fishing. Oh, all right, I'm glad I sooked out on the old camping on the boat overnight thing because, I got my hobo gloves on, I got a beanie on. It's in the car on the way it was caught on 4 degrees, so she's old chilly this morning. I know there's people from other parts of the world who are going 4 degrees is nothing, we get minuses over here, but trust me, for Perth 4 degrees is bloody cold because we're just not used to that sort of temperatures. Anyway, I'm out here. Stop whinging, Scotty. I'm out here. Silly Scotty, oh, where's the light? Sorry. Silly Scotty, a couple of weeks ago, I was cleaning out the boat and I wiped over the GPS screen and it turned on and it was sort of loading itself, and I was like, oh, I didn't want that to turn on, so I pressed the power button to turn it off and held it, and then beep, 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 beep. I thought, never heard that before. Guess what? Scotty wiped the GPS clean, so I've got absolutely no spots. All my spots I had are wiped out, so I'm not even concerned about it, to be quite honest. I've got a couple of deep spots out wide that I had written down that I've put back into the machine, but for the inshore snapper stuff, I've got nothing. And as I said, I'm not concerned about it because I'm pretty confident I can find myself something else. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing now. Is I'm just basically circling around. I've got a bit of a ledge on the GPS that I found, and now I'm just circling around and just going to have a look what I can find, and then I'll show you what I'm going to anchor on. Well, hang on a minute, that looks good straight away. Look at that. So that's 11 meters. Well, that just came down behind here. Well, that was pretty fortuitous. Straight to 14 meters. I'm going to mark the top of that. Right, so I've just marked the top of that there. Oh, I'm circling around now, I don't know which way I'm going. It's so disorientating in the dark. Righto. It's a pretty hectic lump, really. Look at it. Looks like it's holding a lot of bait too. When I pulled up, the lights at the back here were shining in the water and I could actually see bait fish skittering around the light, which is pretty cool. Okay. Oh wow, look at this. This is bait here too. Excellent. Oh, come on, Scotty, where are you? Okay, pay attention. That is exactly what I want. Okay. So now straight into the wind. I'm going to go straight into the wind. And I'm going to pay attention this time. Straight into the wind until I'm up here on top of this ledge, which you can see I'm up on top. And bang, I'm dropping the anchor right here on the top. Wait till that noisy chain goes in. Bang. I'm dropping the anchor straight on top of the bommy, and I'm just going to let myself drift backwards because the wind is going to blow me backwards off the bommy. So I'll just keep feeding it string and maybe a little bit of reverse until I come off the back. Alright, so I'm on the edge here. I backed it off. I was in 10, 11 meters, and now I've just pulled up a little bit of string and it's come back to 9.8. I'm pretty much right on the edge. That's pretty much where I want to be. So it's time to get some burley in the water. Oh, and look again with the lights. So it's time now. All I do is get a bit of burley in the water. I've got some old muleys from last time, and then a bait. I'll go with 2 baits to start off with while it's still dark. 2 half muleys, get them out the back and let's go fishing. Righto, bait number 1 right there. Half a muley. I'll just go through the eye and then back around through the meat. That's a single 7/0. mustard big red right there. This one's got a little glow bead on it, but I'm not too fussed whether I have that or not. I've actually got a little tiny pea sinker on it as well. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the dark. Little tiny pea sinker, about as small as it gets. And that's my bait right there. So I'm going to hook that one out. Just a normal cast. I'm in 14, what am I in? 14, 15 meters. So for me, I'm happy. If that cast goes 15 meters, I know it'll slowly work its way through the water column. It'll get to the bottom. If there's any jewfish or whatever on the bottom, it'll get them as well. But I'll run it working its way through the burley trail and through the water column. Let me show you this as well. I don't know if, again, with the light, it's going to work. This is my old Certate. So this reel is getting on for 10 years old this year. It had a few issues with the drag. The little clicker thing in the drag snapped. There's like a little metal spring in there, and the clicker snapped. So I kind of put it into retirement. I hadn't been using it, and I've been chasing after trying to get one of these clickers online and just couldn't get one, and it doesn't seem like they make them anymore. And then it dawned on me that I've got the old, I had this old diaphragms in my shed. I was moving it the other day, and I thought, I wonder if the clicker in that will fit into my Certate. And sure enough, it fitted straight in. So the Certate is back on. So now I've got this one, and I've got the other Certate as well. So this one used to slay. This one's only 15 pound, and 15 pound main line, and I used to run 15 pound leaders on it, and it was an absolute snapper killer. I know I talk quite a bit about using light leaders, and because this one I used to fish light leaders on this one, it used to always get the bite. So I haven't got any 15 pound leader left. I'm gonna have to get myself some, so I'm fishing 30 as per usual with this one today. But it'll be interesting to see. I'll do a bit of a comparison in a future video between this one fishing 15 pound and this one fishing 30 pound, and see what the difference is. But until then, let's see if we can't get a fish as this sun starts coming up. The sun's just starting to show itself on the horizon now. Hopefully it brings a bit of bloody warmth with it, because let me tell you, it's fresh out here, that's for sure. So I'm just going to sit down, drink my coffee, and basically wait for a bite. And check this out. I got myself a new coffee mug. Funnily enough, I had a lot of recommendations. Everyone said, get the Yeti, get the Yeti. The handle on the Yeti, I wanted the handle like a hook, like this, so I can hook it onto things. Hook it onto my bait board, there you go. The handle on the Yeti goes right around. It's a proper handle, you can't hook it on things. I know Yetis keep things warm for bloody 6 days or whatever. I wasn't too concerned about that. What I really wanted was the handle. Went into Super Cheap Autos and just happened to stumble across this one with the handle, so winning. It's not really keeping stuff super warm, so I might have to work on that one, but as long as it keeps it warm for an hour or so, I'm happy. Anyway, let's get some fishing doing and stop talking, Scotty. Alright, normally I would never move at this time. The sun's just coming up. It's probably prime time for hook and snapper right now, and I'd normally never go anywhere, but these pickers are driving me nuts, and I just don't feel like I'm going to catch anything while these pickers just keep taking my bait. I just can't keep a bait on. It just keeps, as soon as it hits the water, they're just getting destroyed. So I'm pulling the anchor, and I'm gonna bail out a little bit further and see if I can find another spot, but I've got to be quick about it because the sun is coming up. Alright, that was a quick burn. I love the fact that I can just cruise at 25 knots in this boat. So somewhere here, it's meant to come to 14 meters. Let's see if we can find it. If I can find that lump, I'll be happy. Still reckon I've got, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour of this low light period left. Hopefully I can get it done in that time. Alright, I found it. It gets pretty hectic just there. Comes up to 14 out of this. This is some real heavy ground. This is probably going to be full of pickers as well, but I'm going to give it a crack. I'm out here now. So like, I probably blew my chances inshore, so now I'm stuck with this. Committed. 15. Drop the anchor right here on this high point, and then let myself reverse back off again, reverse off the high point and fish kind of the edge into the deeper water. Here I'm not so worried if I'm actually sitting on the high point because I know there's deep water all around me, like I'm surrounded by it here. So I use my Navionics a little bit there because, like I said, I've deleted all my waypoints off of the GPS, so I just marked that one there. Let's see what happens. I'm going to call that yet and just get some baits out because I've kind of run out of time now. Right, let's get that out. And I'm actually gonna throw a soft plastic out this side as well. Instead of the other bait, I'm gonna throw this soft plastic out. That's a big Z-Man. Put my little tape away. Righto. Actually perfect, I'm sitting right on the 14 metre, so I'm literally sitting right on top of the lump. Okay, so very different situation here. Before I was on a very inshore lump. I was only maybe 500 metres off the beach. Now I'm on the back of the main reef. I don't know, you could call it the 3 mile, but I'm kind of a long way from where you would normally call the 3 mile, but same sort of deal. The back of the main reef where it drops off into deep water, and from here onwards it just slopes out towards the edge of the continental shelf. So I'm kind of right on that back edge. So my theory is all the snapper travel along this back edge here as a bit of a freeway. It's kind of like all the bait fish is getting pushed up against this back edge by the swells and the current, and the snapper and so forth just travel along this back edge, along the back of the drop off. The drop off! And yeah, hopefully you just got to get a bit of burley in the water, and if they swim past and smell it, you're in with a chance. If they don't, well, it's not your day. So hopefully it's my day, because so far I've sucked. I've gone to a lot of effort, and if I don't catch a fish, I'll be a bit upset. Alright, I've cooked it. I zigged and I should have zagged. Probably should have stayed where I was early this morning. My chances of early morning snapper is over. The sun is well and truly up. So I'm going to go for a quick burn and see if I can't find a bit of ground, and I'm going to drop a snap bait to the bottom and see if I can't get myself a demersal like a jewie or a baldy or something, and then I'm going to head in and try and find some kingfish on a close in reef. So go for a quick cruise and see if I can find a bit of bottom to bounce. I probably won't bore you with it because it's just driving around with one eye on the sound or looking for some fluff. If I find some fluff, I'll show you, and we'll go from there. I was driving along and I just sort of sounded over a little patch that had some fish holding on it. As I came over, I saw some fish sort of mid-water and on the bottom, so I thought I'd just I've only got a jig on here. I've got like a metal jig, so I thought I'd just do one quick drift with this metal jig. Oh, got a touch there. Thought I'd do one quick drift with this metal jig and just see if I can't turn something up. Maybe. This is just like a slow fall, like a slow pitch sort of metal. Come on, all I want is like one jewfish or a baldy and I'll be stoked. I know, not much to ask, eh? Oh, fish! There we go. What do we got here? It's not huge, but something just came off the bottom to eat that. Oh, hang on, it's getting a bit of anger. It's getting angry. Come on, just be the fish I'm after here. Just something nice for dinner. Wow. Well, there you go. Oh, it's a beauty of a black ass. Look at him. Wow, it's almost like a red bass. All right, so wow, look at him. He's just giving that old, giving that metal jig a bit of a pumping. I'm happy with that. There's dinner, sorted. Finally made it inshore to where I'm gonna look for some kings. I spent half the morning trying to get myself something to eat. Or maybe I've tucked in a bit too close here. Should be right, I'm in 6 meters. We'll be right. So the goal is to cast across over here. This is where the kings will normally be hanging out, in this channel here. So I'll get a few casts in. I've got a berserker, send it on there. Get a few casts and see if we can't scare up a king. Or see if that swell doesn't scare me first, because it looks pretty intimidating rolling across there, if I'm honest. I'm okay here, I'm in 6 meters, it shouldn't break here. I know just over there it is pretty shallow, so I can understand why it's standing up there. It doesn't make it look any less intimidating. If I can score a kingfish, I'll be pretty happy. I've got that nice breakseed cod for dinner, so that's sorted. Didn't exactly set the world on fire this morning chasing food, but if I can score a kingfish, some nice sashimi, won't be too bad. Oh, I think I can see one. Yeah, I just saw one. Wow, 3rd cast and I spotted him already. He was following that lure. Speed it up a bit, see if they have a crack. This is what they do. Sometimes they'll follow, and they just will not eat. It's normally the same, but if they're here, you'll normally see them pretty quick smart, like I just did then. One lucky cast with the berserker, and then I'm going to switch over to this popper. I just put on a popper. This berserker was all tangled up, so I just unwrapped it and thought I'll have one more cast with it since I got the follow the first time. Oh, Skippy, look at that! Whoa! Oh, dude, that was heavy. Oh, this is a maniac, Skippy. I can't lift it. Wow, they just came from out of nowhere and just destroyed that on the surface. That was hectic. Look at that. That is a thumping Skippy. Absolute thumper. He came in hot and just destroyed that berserker. I'm going to the popper. That's not what I'm here. That's not what I'm after, but far out. That was pretty epic. Check this place out. just a game of 1,000 casts. You just got to keep on casting, and keep on moving. If you don't see them within the first 10 minutes, generally you're not seeing them. Move along, look somewhere else for them. I'm over here now in amongst all this reefy stuff, but I'm going to move up a little bit further. Just 100 meters, maybe even 50 meters. Just keep moving along the reef. It's easier when I've got someone with me can drive and cast, but for me I've got to anchor up because it's too hard. But keep on moving, keep on prospecting. If they're around, eventually you'll find them. I'm trolling now. I've got a big stick bait out and a Helco trembler out this side here. Just having a bit of a troll. Just can't seem to find those kings this morning. They're playing hardball, but conditions are beautiful, so might as well make the most of it. Go for a bit of a cruise, troll around slowly. Also, while you're trolling, just keep one eye on your sounder, so you never know what you're going to find as well. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach, but the water's pretty nice. Just going to troll around this reef and just see if I can't locate them. Determination. And also, as you would have noticed today, just mixing it up. The snapper thing didn't work. I went to bottom fishing. I ran out of bait, that didn't work. I went to jigs. I got myself a break seat for dinner, which is a win on the jig. And now I've come in looking for king, so just diversify. If something's not working, you don't have to stick with it all day. You can always change to something else and see what else you can come out with. Anyway, I'm gonna have a troll around and see if I can't find these guys. Oh no! Oh, I just had a hook up there, dropped it. Let's go back around. Shivers! I've been working hard all morning. I finally get a hook up and I've dropped it. Dope! Well, that's it for me. I've tried hard, I've persisted, I've tried, mixed it up, but it's just not happening for me today. Not unhappy at all. It's a beautiful day, absolutely spectacular. It was cold this morning, but it's turned out to be absolutely beautiful now. So I've got a bit of a trek to get home. I've got that break seat cod anyway, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'll cook that up later on tonight. At least I've got dinner, and I'm not at work, so that's always a win. If you like the videos, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks everyone for watching. It really does mean a lot that you guys all watch, and we couldn't do this stuff without you guys all watching, so thanks a lot for that, and I'll see you in the next episode.